If you're in the UK, you probably know of Matt Pritchett. He does the little cartoons on the front page of the Daily Telegraph, and they are, without fail, always spot on. I'll leave a link in the description to his work, but whereas most newspaper cartoonists are kind of hit and miss, Matt is remarkable in the way that they never fail to raise a chuckle or a smile. He has an incredibly rare talent for spotting the absurdity in a situation and parodying it beautifully. He's nothing short of a genius. And in this case, life imitates art almost to perfection, because my wife sent me a Matt cartoon about buying EVs, which I thought was hilarious on its own. But almost at the same time, I was sent by a kind viewer a link to a Facebook video which almost exactly mirrored the insanity of Matt's world. You couldn't have made it up. Porsche are so desperate to get rid of their awful battery electric Taycans that they're, well, let's take a look at the video. You'll love it, I promise. Welcome back to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney-based YouTuber. Be sure to follow me on the usual socials for more content, links in the description, and please make sure you're subscribed and have enabled all notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. So as I say, my wife sent me this cartoon from the Telegraph from Matt with the caption, "It's my new electric car. The salesman says after the third one, I'll be allowed to buy a petrol car." It's genius in its own right, you have to admit. And completely accurate, because in the UK, auto manufacturers are forced to sell a certain percentage of EVs each year, and if they don't, they're fined £15,000 for each petrol car over their limit. But almost on the same day, I received a Facebook video which almost exactly reflected this madness. I'm not sure if you're aware, I'm sure you aren't, you're normal people rather than mad lunatics that spend hundreds of thousands of pounds, dollars, whatever, on a high-spec Porsche. But there are certain rules in the Porsche world for allocations, like Ferrari and other high-end manufacturers. If you want to buy one of their halo cars, you need to have put in the hard yards buying the lower-end stuff first. You want that LaFerrari, the insane hypercar that will set you back several million? Well, you have to buy a few of the bog standard Ferraris first to get your credit score up. Seriously, I'm not joking. This is the lengths that people have to go to in order to get offered one of Ferrari's extra special cars. Same with Porsche. You're not going to get offered a 911 GT3 RS brand new out of the factory unless you've bought a bunch of ordinary Porsches first. I know, it's totally mad, right? And then you'll get a slot, but there's a catch, a freaking ginormous catch. This video epitomizes the utter madness of electrification in the exotic car market and was such a perfect reflection of Matt's cartoon that I just had to share it.
I have a slot, a guaranteed slot, a real car, which I can spec and list.
What, GT3 RS?
Yes.
They've given you a slot?
Yes.
That you can go in and spec?
Yes.
Okay.
But there's a deal.
What's the catch?
I've got to have 3 Taycan Turbo S's.
Okay, let's have a look.
But they're listing at about 170.
Oh, lovely. So these are, as described, Porsche Taycan Turbo S, new, model year 23. So they were new about 12 months ago when they built them and never sold them. But now they want to sell them to you.
Yes.
But you can have 3 of them.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my God. 3 Taycan Turbo S cars at £175,000 each. Yikes. Just let that sink in for a minute. 3 entire cars on top of the car he wants. That's how desperate Porsche are to get rid of those awful boat anchors.
These dealers, they're not earning money from Taycans. What they're doing is they are saying, we sold 10 Taycans this week, so Porsche give us a big bonus. And they're all on finance, which means that we're still earning some from the finance. We're moving units. That's what they're doing.
If Porsche are in such a mess, you can see business-wise why they might try and sell 3 more Taycans. It's not probably... It's not fair.
Well, it's business. It's life. It's business.
Yeah.
It is what it is. What's not fair is someone who does jump in through the hoops and doesn't get the end goal.
Yes.
That's not fair. And I've seen that happen.
Okay, prepare yourself for this, because this is just how little Taycans are valued in the Porsche ecosystem right now. I hope you're sitting down for this.
If I went and did the deal and I drove them straight here, what would they be worth? Would you take them and how much?
Realistically, you're going to lose 225,000 in these 3 cars. So you're paying 225,000 over list.
Wow. Gutted. So it's clear this deal is not going to work out.
This is not a deal, so don't call it that. You make your own decision. I will happily buy all 3 of these cars at a 75,000 loss on each one.
So we're no further forward.
You're actually 125,000 further back.
And if you thought that was bad enough, just wait for the sting in the tail.
The bad news is there's a new Taycan coming out. So these unregistered new old cars are now going to be a derelict model. Everything's got a price.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a more undesirable car at the minute than a Porsche Taycan. I said to you before, no one gets a GT3 RS at list.
Oh my God. So basically, just like in the cartoon, if you want a very special petrol car, you're going to need to buy 3 EVs first. This is the insane world that we now live in. Anyway, I just love the way that life has imitated art so perfectly. Hope you did too.